It then would be an hour before U.S. Border Patrol and tactical teams arrive and shoot and fatally kill the suspect. During that time, parents, as you can see here, they're showing up. They are in a crisis. They are begging police to get inside, to go save their kids. They are crying. They are screaming. And police there are holding them back and telling them to stay back.
All right, guys, let's talk about this school shooting in Texas. Did the cops wait too long? Did they? Sure seems like it. You saw the footage, right? All the parents standing around yelling and screaming. You can hear the gun going off in the school. You can probably hear kids screaming, and it's terrible. And the cops holding them back. Cops restraining the parents. I almost feel like they should have given the parents the guns and let them go in there, because they fucking would have done it, dude. If my kid was in there, I know I would have went straight in there. Just standing around not doing nothing is what it seems like they did. Waiting on shields from 70 miles away. Apparently from the time they got the 911 call to the time they capped the dude was like an hour and 20 minutes or something. That's way too long to let a school shooter stay in a school. I'm pro-police, but I don't think that's how you should handle a school shooter. I thought we changed all that after that shooting in Florida. I thought we were supposed to bum rush in there and just cap the dude. But that's not what happened here. Apparently they treated it like he was barricaded. They treated it like it was a hostage situation instead of a school shooter. Lots of people are bashing the cops. Some people are defending the cops. I think we'll have to let this play out and get all the facts. Of course, if you're the police, you're not going to be very willing to let anything that makes you look bad come out in public. But so it seems that the cops were restraining the parents. One man was pepper sprayed. They said at least one woman was handcuffed temporarily. They said the parents were obstructing the situation. I can't imagine being a parent and showing up on scene and the cops are all standing there, and you can hear the gun going off in the school. Okay, Samir, so should the cops have gone in quicker than they did at that Texas school?
Yeah, what the hell were they doing? They brought their full kits and rifles and waited outside, and then better yet, they beat up the parents. They restrained the parents that were trying to go in there and do something about the parents that weren't armed, that didn't have full kits or rifles.
Maybe the police should have given them their guns.
Yeah.
Those parents were willing to go in there without guns.
Well, here's the thing: if the police department were pussies, then okay, yeah, hand the parents the guns and have them handle the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're too much of a pussy to do your job and go in there when there's an active shooter,
that police department apparently the day before was doing drills. On how to,
on how to restrain parents?
No, on how to take care of a school shooter.
Oh,
it was a school shooter drill.
Well, it didn't work. We could safe to say that their drills didn't
Yeah, but
work.
this is how they always do it, dude. Yeah. Think about Parkland.
Yeah.
How long did they had a school officer there with a gun, and he hid till the cops got there, and then they still waited. Wasn't it like 2 hours before they went in and shot the shooter?
Well, here's the thing. My thoughts are, because I heard that the Uvalde Police Department or the Uvalde Sheriff's Department, they were given the orders to stand down. So my thing is this was meant to happen. They got the orders from up there to stand down so they wouldn't take down the school shooter. Bunch of kids would die, and then it would turn into the next gun control topic. Because, I mean, there's the only way.
So there's people that say, hey, this is a red flag. They did this on purpose. You think they killed kids on purpose, man?
Yeah. I mean, come on, dude. Our government, our elites, the people that want to push through the gun
I guess
control
Democrats
shit,
don't really
they
care about kids. They want to board all kids.
Killing babies,
they want to kill babies.
How does that,
so, yeah.
dude? Less than 2 weeks ago, they were legitimately having mass protests to kill babies.
Yeah, Democrats are coming out of the woodwork blaming Republicans for this school shooting for some psychopathic reason, but they're the ones that want to kill kids before they even get out of the womb.
Crazy.
Right?
Last week, women should have the right to kill their kids, and now all Republicans are killing our kids with guns.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
So what was the other one? Remember when in Las Vegas when that mass shooter was or
From the hotel?
from the hotel room.
Yeah.
It took the police 3 hours to get into that.
Right.
Remember Pulse?
Yeah.
That guy was in there killing 50 people, dude, while the cops stood outside. So this is how they do it, I guess.
Yeah. Let them
This shows
stand
you
down.
you have to be your own first responder. You can't depend on the police.
Yep.
If you are an anti-gun person and you know your excuse is wait for the cops, man, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
The cops aren't going to save you. Remember all of the riots we had
What did the fuck
in
did the
2020?
cops do?
When they were burning everything down and killing people, the cops just sat there because they were told to sit there.
Yep, exactly. You're your own first responder. If there was somebody that was armed on that school, like some counties in Florida have the Guardian program.
Dude, every
which
one of those
teachers
cops
get-
looked like they were armed good enough to go in there and kill
but
that
they
dude.
didn't do shit.
They didn't do shit. Some of those videos, it looked like, they say there were up to like 60 cops standing around before anybody finally breached the building.
Yeah.
They were waiting for the specialist guys, the Border Patrol guys to get there.
Yeah.
Did you see the one Border Patrol guy? Did you see his hat?
Right.
He got clipped.
Right.
And then he had to get stitches. The bullet just grazed the top of his
The guy
head.
shot him. The 18-year-old kid shot him.
Yeah.
Oh, did they end up shooting the kid?
Yeah, they killed him.
Oh, they killed him. Oh, okay. Good.
And he was a cross-dresser, by the way. He was an LGBTQ guy.
He was the LGBTQ HIV.
Yeah, so these, you know, they say 50% of these LGBTQ people kill themselves, and apparently he was one that wanted to kill himself, and he wanted to die by cop, but he didn't want to go out alone. He wanted to make a statement and kill
So
a bunch
he
of
went
innocent little kids.
He went after elementary school children as a way of, you know, going out. So, did you hear what his mother is saying? His mother is coming out and is like, well, he had reasons to do what he did. Don't judge him. Is she serious right now?
Is that what she
She's
said?
actually supporting her son's decision.
Lock that
to
bitch
kill
up.
little kids. Yeah, lock her up.
She's probably helped create the kind of person that he is. Yeah.
Well, she definitely failed at raising him because he grew up to be a trans weirdo.
He shot his
who
grandma
shot
in the
kids.
face.
Did he?
Shot his grandma in the face, and apparently she's the one that called 911 first.
Wow.
Didn't kill her, shot her in the face, so I don't know any details. I don't know where he shot her.
Failed at raising him, so he came out the way that he is, and
Yeah. So
to kill kids.
So here's the Democrat solution: is to disarm the public because there's crazy people out there running around with guns killing lots of people. So give me your guns. This is how they want to handle it. I say
fuck that. I say come and take it. You're gonna take it one shot at a time.
shall not be infringed. It's our Second Amendment. So we got to start locking crazy people up.
Yep.
We have no more asylums in this country. We just let them run loose.
We let them run loose and fucking.
And just like that dude in Buffalo, man, there are all these signs.
Yeah. What the fuck do signs do? They put signs up there. Oh, this is a.
No, there's all these signs that this guy is a nut bag.
I thought you were talking about.
And this guy had scars down his face where he cut himself, and he was nuts. He was a loner. He was crazy.
The trans guy.
The trans guy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So maybe if the FBI and the DOJ people weren't focused in on parents that didn't want their kids being indoctrinated, maybe if they did their fucking job.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know,
Maybe,
dude.
and,
Stop focusing
track
on
down the people that are crazy and wanna
stop focusing on us and start focusing on the crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how well they monitor social media. Can you imagine the group it takes to monitor social media, dude?
They monitor pretty
all
damn
American
close.
social media accounts.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
They look at it pretty close only if you're a Trump supporter, but if you're some crazy trans guy who wants to kill a bunch of kids, nah, they leave that guy alone.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show you, dude. Like, this guy was a Spanish trans guy. He murdered a bunch of people, and the one before that was a white guy. Okay. He apparently, even though this guy didn't like Fox News or Tucker Carlson, or he sort of identified himself as a leftist. They labeled him a white supremacist. But the past few times before that was a black guy. There was a Chinese guy that shot up a bunch of people at church. Yeah. So, you know, saying the white supremacy thing is the biggest issue, it's bullshit. It's just a random bunch of people, man.
If
Right?
it's a white guy, it's white supremacy, and if it's not a white guy, then it's the guns. It's guns.
If it's not a white guy, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, it's just
That's what the media
fault.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not white, it's guns.
Yeah. So a lot of people are calling the cops cowards.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna put on a badge, man, like I'm pro cop, man, I'm pro police and everything. I think we need them, but man, it's getting harder and harder. You know what I mean? To support the police when this kind of shit happens.
Yeah.
So we were mad at the cops last, I remember, well, going after people for not wearing masks and that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
That was a turnoff.
For real.
And then before that, we had a problem with the police just sitting there while cities were burning down during the BLM riots. And you know,
where's the protect and serve bullshit? I mean,
if you're a cop,
too much
man,
of a coward to put on, you know, to take your gun and go into the crime scene, you know, go into where there's an active shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you should drop it. I mean.
Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, nowadays, man, like if you're gonna be a cop, you got to be one of those guys that's willing to go in there and get dirty, man, and risk it all. And you know, hopefully you're the guy with the experience. Don't tell me this 18-year-old nutbag had all the was a better shooter, had all the experience
than the SWAT team
No.
in Uvalde. Come on.
If they would have, when seconds count, man, especially when a guy is in there shooting, you know, little 10-year-old kids. Yeah. Every second counts, man. If you hesitate for 10 minutes, that could be 10 or 15 more kids that get killed. Yeah. I thought the rule was, if it's a school shooter, get your ass in there and stop that fucker.
Yeah.
That's not how they do it, dude.
Hurry in there and, I mean, you know, eliminate the threat. But, I mean, don't just stand out there and restrain, you know, desperate parents. Hell, they tackled one parent who was about to rush into school and they pepper sprayed him. What the fuck are you doing?
Apparently,
like
one lady got there 30 minutes after it was going down because she heard about it on the radio or something. Ran up there to get her kids and got in the cop's face and was wanting to get in there and go get her own kids, and the cops handcuffed her.
Yeah.
And then after a while they let her out of the handcuffs, and then she ran around the cops, ran into the school because she knew what room her kids were in, got her 2 kids and left while the cops were still standing there, dude.
That's a failure. That's a failure on the police department's fault, on the sheriff's department. What are they doing? They were busy arresting parents.
How come we don't treat our schools like, how come this never happens in the halls of Congress?
Yeah.
How come this don't happen at the White House?
Because you have armed guards protecting these people.
We gotta do something here. We gotta treat the schools kind of like we treat Congress. Yeah. You know, I don't know how many extra police officers have to be hired, and if you hire these police officers like they had at that school in Florida, he just hid and waited for the other cops to show up, and then they waited for the SWAT guys to show up.
Yeah. There's been a post going around, I'm sure you've seen it, of this ex-Navy SEAL guy that works at a school now, and he's all armed. And is
that real?
Yeah, he's got his bullpup rifle and his sidearm, and he's the guard at the school.
So I thought that was fake news. That guy really stands guard at a school?
Yeah, and I mean, that's... who do you think a shooter would think twice about going into? If you have that guy in there, or this is a gun-free zone signs. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest.
So we're never going to get rid of guns. So talking about getting rid of guns, if you get rid of guns and you disarm the public, then just the criminals have guns? That's not going to work.
We need
Plus, it's our right to have guns as Americans. You can't take that right away. So we need to do something about crazy fuckers.
Yes, and how do we do that? More access to guns and tactical training. If more good people have easy accessibility to guns, if more 18-year-old girls who just moved out of their parents' homes
need to carry.
Yeah. Yep. More access to guns and more training. That's what we need.
Yes. And when you have like a school, you need to arm it up.
Yep.
And the guy got in through an open door.
Yeah.
And the fence was only 4 feet high, so the guy with the gun just hopped the fence and walked right in the fucking school,
well,
dude.
damn, you're telling me that the sign outside that says this is a gun-free zone didn't stop him? Oh, no!
No, so this weirdo LGBTQ serial killer, he obtained his gun legally and then broke several gun laws. Because criminals and people that are psychotic like this dude that wanted to die by cop, they don't give a shit about gun laws. Yeah. So implementing more gun laws on the public wouldn't have stopped what this guy did.
Yep. But hey, our government is gay, and they're gonna use that to take our guns. You know,
they're not taking our guns. That's just not gonna happen. We've got to quit talking about that because it's not an option.
Nope.
You know, we need to seriously talk about individual responsibility. We need to talk about mental health because it's seriously a mental health issue. Yeah. And because of all these COVID lockdowns, there's probably a lot of nutbags that are this guy's age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, just what you're feeding young people nowadays. Like, you're feeding them all the trans garbage. Oh no, you're confused about your gender stuff. I mean, yeah, they're gonna go crazy. They're creating. It's a society that's manufacturing young people who have lost their minds. Like, they're making kids lose their minds with all the.
So I think the cops, the first cop there should have fucking stormed the school.
Yeah.
And any cop thereafter that got there should have stormed the school till that dude was dead. And imagine how many lives would have been saved.
Yeah.
Lot.
Not an independent parent who's a border patrol agent. The dude legitimately took his barber's gun. He was sitting down for a haircut, took his barber's gun, and then rushed into the school.
Where?
And the guy, the border patrol guy that went in there and took a couple more people.
Yeah.
One of them ended up getting shot past the head.
Yeah.
These are the people that killed the Uvalde Police Department or Sheriff's Department didn't rush in there. No.
Well, next time there's a school shooting, I suggest the police give up their guns, give them to the parents, because they won't hesitate.
Yeah.
They'll go right in there and they'll take care of business. Give it to the moms. They'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay? It's getting harder and harder to defend the police, man.
Yep, I know, man.
I know we can't live without police, but man, this is a major fuck up.
But I mean,
This shouldn't have happened, and I thought we learned this lesson.
When has the police really did anything right that we support them? I mean, since the COVID bullshit, all we've been seeing them do is beat the shit out of people who don't have their masks or want to go somewhere when they're unvaccinated. That's what they've been doing. That's all the
Kicked off of a plane or whatever.
Yeah.
Getting arrested on a plane because you're not wearing a mask.
Following orders like typical. Hey, you have to follow orders.
Yeah.
Dude, if police was around when Jesus was crucified, they would have been like, hey, you should have followed your orders. Sorry, you
I guess the police are only as good as the officer that's in the police chief that's in charge of them and that gives them the orders. Kind of like your state is only as free as your governor allows you to be. Kind of a thing. So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of. I'm sure there's lots of cops out there, dude. I don't know if there's lots of cops out there that would have ran into the school.
Right,
but if their chief told them to stand down, they wouldn't have went in.
Yeah.
How many police officers out there would have ignored the chief and stormed in there and shot that dude? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes if the orders are that way, I mean, sometimes you're just gonna have to go against the order. Sometimes the guy above you is gonna make the wrong decision, and you have to make the right decision. I mean, it is. I don't know.
No matter how you look at it, this isn't how you handle a school shooter.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not a cop, man, or a military guy. I just know that you got to get your ass in there because you know, you only have so much time.
Yeah.
The clock is ticking. Don't fuck around. Get in there. A lot of people are calling these cops cowards.
Yeah. And I can't blame them. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Everybody's pissed off. Imagine how these parents feel, dude.
Yeah.
You could hear the gunshots and probably the screams and stuff.
Yeah,
and
imagine
the
how
parents
the
are
guy-
begging the
Right.
cops to get in there.
Imagine how the guy that was tackled and pepper sprayed felt, because his daughter actually ended up getting killed.
Wow.
So I mean, imagine how this guy feels. I mean,
Yeah, 8 cops to pin that guy down. How about those 8 cops go into the school and shoot that fucking dude?
and pin the 18-year-old trans weirdo that was fucking shooting kids.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Anyways, we need different protocols. Some people that are police shouldn't be police. Or some people that are police chiefs shouldn't be police chiefs. I don't know, dude. I don't know what the answer is, but man, we can't do it the same way next time there's one of these things happens. We got to fortify the schools.
Yeah.
All right, guys, our flag waves are dying. We only got about 10 people out here today. The Castleberry flag wave's dead. We're no longer doing Tuesdays, so we're just doing Fridays.
We have 12
People are giving
here.
up, man. It's some sad times. I'm gonna figure out a way to keep making videos. If I gotta just sit on my porch and point the camera at my face, maybe that's how I'll do it. I don't know. Anyways, follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Getter, Truth Social, and Twitter. Do it!
Do it, like he said.